video is not financial investment or trading advice of any kind. I have received a dream from one of our dive members, Bob, and Bob had this great dream where he was telling us about this. I think he meant to put Jason. Hey, sorry I missed you all during today's dive session. But this is the dream he had. While I was sitting in the ER room, I had a very clear, precise dream vision that might be helpful to us. I was either in a hand-dug well, since the walls seemed money. Hey, quit! Doesn't this dog know I'm recording? Little chihuahuas, I tell you. It was cylindrical, about 20 feet deep, with 2 feet of water in the bottom. I was standing in the water, barefoot, and holding a candy apple red balloon about 2 feet wide in my right hand. Up on one side of the wall was a 20-foot ladder. The balloon had an additional streamers hanging from it as though it was being celebrated. The balloon then slipped my grip. I grabbed after the balloon a few times and it rose up into the air before I realized it was no longer a string hanging from it to hold on to it. It had lost its tether? Question mark. Then I remember that there was a cover on the well or drain, like a manhole cover, and that I would only need to climb about 20 rungs on the ladder to get a hold of the balloon again. Right after that, I had another brief dream, a vision where I was still in the well or drain, and I was wearing my watch on the left foot instead of my left hand, so that I can check the time every other step while I climbed the ladder. God bless you and Melody. We will. I hope you see you soon. Bob. So lot to cover here, and I think these dreams, this is also from the Lord. It's very interesting. He had another dream that was still connected to the same dream, and as I told you guys in my last recorded video, that oftentimes when you have a dream and you wake up and you come back to the dream and the dream picks up right where you left off, oftentimes the Lord's trying to minister to you something, or there's a special message you're supposed to be hearing, or that's included, or it's just to get your attention that the dream, either one of them or both of them, are important, and you need to consider carefully what the dream might possibly be meaning. It falls under the category of multiple dreams. Now, take a look at this. If you take a lot of the aspects of this dream for what they are, you can start gathering some information from them. Number one, it's not like the dream he's at the bottom of the well because he's in any kind of really serious danger. That doesn't seem to be the main part of this dream. In fact, he's at the bottom of the well with an option to get out. If he needed to get out, he could get out at any time. So keep in mind, just like when I had the dream when I was in the ocean, I was standing on a platform. There was a big crash, but the dream wasn't about me, because I was on a platform, I was safe. So the dream about the crash wasn't me in danger or a crash or people dying. There was nobody dying in the dream. It was people, they weren't drowning, trying to save for their life. They were drowning for the items. They were all searching for their luggages, something of possession. So it didn't mean death type dream. So sometimes in dreams, there are things that are obvious that just stick out so that you don't get confused about them. And sometimes they also have other meanings. So let's look. So he's at the bottom of this well. It's he knows the dimensions of the well, 20 feet deep, and there's water at the bottom. Okay, so what this possibly means is that he's at the bottom of something. Now Bob is one of our members in Dive. We trade. We often do trading together in that kind of thing. Bob is someone I know. He's a long-time supporter. So Bob's in the cryptocurrency world. This dream may relate to the markets, financial markets. That's how we have our relationship, and Bob's here in our group right now. And we're all after class hanging out after class. But listen to this. He's at the bottom of the well. This could represent the bottom of a market. We know that water flows in, so this may represent the flows of the markets that have came down. That's where we're currently at. That's where our story starts. And here he is at peace with an option to get out. He has a balloon in his hand, and there's some kind of celebration that needs to happen at the bottom. Okay, so at the bottom, there's some kind of celebration that is taking place. It could be, and it could represent a type of time to buy a cryptocurrency, something that's going to go up in value. We know because even though he was holding on to it, he it rose basically by himself. He was trying to wrestle with it. He had to handle it. There was some kind of things he needed to take action with his hands, and then the balloon popped up and went really high. Okay, it went all the way to the top of the market, but it's not like super high in the air. It's just the bottom. It's really high from the bottom. So this could mean a crypto that pops out may not go to the moon, but it may go very, very high, higher than he's been. And it's also showing that it's not showing it's out of his control, again because the ladder and because there's a cover on it, so it is capped. There's going to be a chance for him to grab it again. It's not like, oh, I lost control over it. If he was standing outside and he had a dream where the balloon just went up to the moon but then he didn't get it back again, it could represent him losing. But because he has the option to get it back at any time he wants to, he could just climb the ladder and grab it and attach it again. That's fine. Now also he noted that it had lost its tether. It could represent a cryptocurrency that is pegged to Tether, which right now Tether is the primary stable coin of choice for exchanges, for hedge funds, for companies, for the masses. Of all the coins they can choose, 90% of the time they choose Tether. Like that's what it showed on the coin market cap charts, where they showed 90% of the money or plus, and many cases also higher than 90% was almost always as Tether. Because of that, Tether itself is involved in some things that are not so shady. We can't prove it, but there's a lot of evidence to prove it. You know what I mean? And so we expect that Tether will fall one day and bring down the whole cryptocurrency sphere. By the way, so when Tether goes up and goes up on the charts like USDT.D, when it goes up, cryptos fall, and when it goes down, cryptos rise. So there's this correlation between Tether, and so with certain currencies like Bitcoin, right? When Tether goes up, Bitcoin goes down. It does the opposite. That's how we're able to track Bitcoin more easily, just by watching what happens in Tether. So if you know what happens in Tether, you know what happens in the markets. But so there's a connection. So everyone says, oh, if Bitcoin goes down, XRP can't go up yet because they're all tied together. They're tethered together. And so Tether itself is almost like emitting. You know, their logo looks like a nuclear bomb, right? There's a lot of stuff that's just saying it's a ticking time bomb. It's something that holds down the whole market. It's tethered to the whole market. So there's a possibility that this balloon represents Tether, and there's a celebration of the breaking of the tether. It's a possibility that that could happen. Celebration. The string represents its hold, keeping something down. So if this tether breaks or cryptos become untethered, then they're really free to do what they want to do themselves. So some of these cryptos that are set up to go really high and rise, when Tether doesn't want to go down, when Tether goes up, these cryptos just go down even when they're healthy. And some of them got really sick. And when they're sick and Tether's sick as well, or going down and Tether's down, then they really go down. So we see that all the time. Now, then I remember there was a cover on the well drain, like a manhole. It only needed to climb 20 rugs. So he was able to get control of the balloon again if he wanted to. Get back to the celebration. The strings, the multiple strings on the balloon represent celebration, something very good that he can take a hold of. And finally, the last things, right after this dream, I had a brief dream, a vision, where there was, I was still in the well in a dream, but I was wearing a watch on my left foot. Instead of my left hand, my watch was on my foot. Very interesting. So that I can check the time every other step while I climbed the ladder. This could represent like how when we look at a price chart, when we look at a price chart and we see prices moving higher or lower, we have to look on the sides to look at the price. So if we're looking at a map, we're looking at where the resistance is, and then we look at the time. We look at the map on the side, so it tells us. But we also, especially in dive, and in my relationship with Bob, we talk about timing a lot, because we can see the roofs if it's the price level for today, if it hit it today in July. But if it hit it in August, that line goes lower and lower, so the price is much lower. So we have to actually constantly watch the time to know what prices we need to get out in at. So this could represent another, as he's climbing to take a hold of this possession that belongs to him, this balloon that's in his hand that rose very high, and he's going to take grab a hold of it. He has to be monitoring his steps, and he has to monitor the time. So that the watch Was it like an Apple Watch, Bob, or something like that, or was it just a regular watch?
No, it was this nice Seiko watch that I've been wearing lately. It
Okay.
was a gold and silver watch.
Oh, okay. A gold and silver watch. He's using to time his steps. Okay, so it may have to then it may have a lot to do with him timing his steps. So as he's watching his steps, or as he's climbing is higher and higher, he has to maybe move quickly, or he has to count his steps. Timing has to do with counting, so it's a possibility he might have to count his steps carefully, to be able to get a hold of what he did. So it could also be the Lord drawing him to remind him as he went to grab the balloon, or as he's able to grab his balloon, that he needs to be counting and timing his steps carefully. Because when you're climbing a ladder, you're climbing steep, and yeah, you're climbing, but if you're not just counting carefully, it may not be that important. It also could be the Lord driving importance to him, telling him that the steps that you on, it's going to be important to move quickly, or to very calculate your steps carefully. So it could be a mixture of those, or all of them, or one or two of those meanings when it comes to the steps and time. But these are some of the things I was thinking and hearing and feeling when I was looking over your dream. Okay. Bob, did I miss anything in your dream? Did you have anything you wanted to add? And then also, after Bob, I'll open it for the other group if you guys.
No, you just while you were talking though, it just occurred to me that I've been sitting here thinking of what my selling points should be for Luna Classic, and where I would put them. I've got them set at point one and point two, and I probably will spread them around a little bit more, at different points on the ladder, so to speak. So might not be related to that, but that's what I'm thinking of.
Possibly. There are times when God will tell us to consider our steps carefully. Rejoice for the scripture says, rejoice, for the steps of the righteous man are ordered by God, are ordered of God. So we know that the Lord can really help us to guide our steps, protect our steps, keep our feet clean. As we're working, we're watching our feet. Okay, that could be another one, when you watch your feet, where you put a watch on your feet. So sometimes you have to watch your feet very carefully. You have to watch your steps. It could be as simple as that. No, I didn't notice the time, just the watch itself. So yeah, maybe just watch your feet. Watch your steps. As you're walking, as we're going through these markets to try to retrieve our profits, we may have to move carefully. Some of these cryptos are just going to pop off, right? Why would we use that terminology? Because he was having a balloon, and the balloon could represent, something that pops, okay? Something that rises in the air quickly, but also something that can pop off really quickly. Something you need to grab a hold of, otherwise you lose control. Maribel says, can we be okay to have 3 L coins for 1 or 2 weeks? For 1 or 2 weeks from right now, Maribel, even though XRP is at a position where it looks healthy, if that might be good. Luna might be good to have a 3L coin possibly, because we're past a lot of the weaknesses. A lot of the weaknesses, danger was back here, and now we are here, past our major points of resistance. There's one more on the 28th or so. So, but possibly a 3L if you want. I wouldn't say it's the most dangerous. I want better structure for a 3L, but even just face through is a little bit healthy. But this is a little round. I would probably not say it's not that dangerous. Of XRP may still be tethered, even though it's in a good spot right now. XRP is in a great spot right now. We probably don't want to be margin trading XRP just yet, because it's possible it's still tied to Bitcoin. It's still tied to Tether. But everyone will need to pray about that. Was this coin talking about Bitcoin? Was this coin talking about Luna? Was this coin talking about XRP? Possibly XRP, possibly Luna, possibly the coins Bob's personally involved in, because there wasn't any new information that he should take anything new further action, or a mysterious coin like some of the dreams some of you guys have, like some of these mysterious coins. That means you may have to take new steps that you haven't taken before. These are ones that are already in his hand. Did you notice how the balloon is already in his hand? So therefore, gathering, using, again, I don't have interpretation of dream. I believe I have a gift of wisdom of dream, where I can decipher a lot of data just from one dream. And looking at all the data, I can put the story together. That's basically more or less the gift that I have for many years, since I was like a teenager. But the interpretation may be even more specific from that. Some of you guys know exact definitions of things, and those are great. Some of you guys will have a gift of prophecy on a dream, and more stuff will come, and that's fine too. But when Bob sent me the dream, these are the things that I can gather from the step. But I don't think it's a coin that he doesn't already own. Thank you guys. Yeah. And then we'll on this quick video. I just wanted a quick video. We're just hanging out after class. Yeah. Anybody have anything you also want to add to that video? All right, team. And I'll look forward to my next video on YouTube. We'll make another video soon. If you guys like my kind of content, come to patreon.com, www.patreon.com/jsong_7. It's in every single one of my chart maps. It's right there. See, and you guys can join us. Patreon.com. We have a great group. We meet together 5 days a week, and we're here for you to chat. We go over the markets. We do tutorials on how to draw, but we also do market recaps. So if you're just concerned about some crypto that you're looking at and you want to know where your crypto stands based on its own structure and what's going on with the world of the cryptocurrencies, we will slow down and I'll show you what price is actually doing at those moments and what are some of the most important lines you're going to be looking for. A lot of times we'll have those lines months and days and weeks in advance. So I hope that kind of helps you. And if you want to, you can join Patreon for any dollar amount and get access to my copies of my dive image notes. But if you want to be a part of the teachings and the classes, it's $18 for the whole month, and it's always going to be $18 for everybody. So that's what it is. Okay. Anyway, I love you guys. Bless you guys. Join our group, and then we also have special dive Telegram groups, and we even have a singles event. We're trying to get a whole, trying to start next month. So hope you know, it's a great thing. But anyway, I love you guys. You guys need to contact me in dive. You guys can always reach me out. And let's cue the outro music. Okay. Oh, and we have Bible studies at the end of our dives too. So more reason to join. Cue the outro music.